now let's talk about the method and why I came up with it particularly. So, rooted strength method. If you guys looked at my tree, I do have a couple of things that symbolize many different things in there. Um, and I'm gonna try to post a picture right there of the tree. And the roots, they are very particular. The roots are lungs because breath is the first thing we do, right? The roots, they're also a uterus because women need to be honored. Um, we all came from a woman, literally. So I have a special place for this work with women. So I do have a uterus in there. Sorry, people, it's the best. Aside from that, we do have the tree trunk, right? Trees, they're flexible. When the wind hits them, they don't just break. They balança com vento. They swing with the wind, right? And then I had different colors on the tree. Those are actually the seasons, right? And it shows how you change. You're not the same person every day. You're the same person, the same human inside, right? And even there, you're fighting with yourself because there's the programming that you learn, which you should be, how you should act, and then there's the real you. And usually, we need to find a place in between your principles and the real you. And most of us were not there. So understanding that we go through different phases of life, different phases in training, different phases of our body, different phases, and that we need to respect them all. So the tree is just very important to me. And also being rooted to the ground, nature is very important. And it's something I think that we're forgetting. A lot of us, we can stay so much time just in the house, and we have so much to be grateful for. So let's talk about the rooted strength method, okay? So I do have a cheat sheet because you guys are helping me design this, and I'm so very grateful. But we're going to start with breath. Breath probably being the most important because I saw that we don't breathe correctly. So learning how to breathe correctly, mechanically correct, will have many changes from your energy levels to the way you look, to the way you move, to the way you speak, to the way you feel. Breathing can change everything, even the amount of muscle you take. I'm sorry, the amount of muscle you make, okay? The amount of time you take to recover and the amount of stamina you have all comes from breath work. Even longevity, everything comes from breath work. So this is our main concentration. Um, the next one is a ritual. Once again, I want this to be enjoyable time between you and your body, enjoyable time for exploration. This time that it's time that you can't go without because it's that special. Okay, so we talk about ritual. The next one we talk about feet. Feet are very, very important because most of us are in lots of shoe wear that is rigid and has a positive heel in the back, which is not meant for us. And then also it's very restrictive, so we can't properly open our toes and we don't feel the environment. So a lot of my training I prefer to do it barefoot because our feet really is the main connection between the outside world and our brain. Our feet literally constantly talk to our brain because it has that many sensors. And 25% of all the bones in your body are on your feet, which means they're meant to be a lot more mobile than they are. Connecting with your feet will change just the whole way your body moves, the amount of strength you can get, explosion, so many things. So their feet are going to be very, very important for us. Next, we have visualization. Visualization is extremely important because if you think about it, if you can see it in your mind's eye, if you can really feel the sensation, it's almost as if you're doing it for real with your body. So we want to be able to explore that. We want to be able to understand, visualize when we can't do. And the neurological connections, which are basically electric signals that you make when you learn something new, they will get stronger. They will get stronger from just thinking about it. So visualization can actually even help you understand what your body is supposed to do. Feeling it before you do it means that maybe you can go through the motions and the contractions that your body would go through to emotion. It really is life-changing. For the next pillar, we have flexibility. We are humans, we are also animals, but we are the animals in the whole animal kingdom, even out of domestic animals. We're like the only ones that are okay with not stretching. Look at your house cat, look at your house dog. Whenever they lay down, as soon as they get up, the first thing they do is stretch, right? We don't stretch enough, but not just flexibility of stretching. We also have flexibility prior to working out, which should be more of a active flexibility, right? And then we also have trigger points, which is also making sure that we reset the muscle to its proper length so it can work well the way it should, so we can have more power. Flexible muscles are more powerful muscles. Also, your muscles and your body, ligaments, tendons, they're all like perfectly placed rubber bands. And if one of them is tighter than the other, then you won't work well because muscles are going to be taken over, right? So we're going to teach you about that and we're going to change that, right? With lots of work in the beginning, but eventually your body should get used to the new way of movement. So for the next one, we have activation. So we just talked about how the body is like a set of intricate rubber bands, right? But the muscles, they don't just stretch, they also contract, right? Sometimes we have muscles that they are not firing up correctly. Thus, it kind of messes up the connect chain and you end up being kind of lopsided or crooked, or muscles are just taking over for the others. One of a simple way of understanding that could be, for instance, us talking about your butt, your glute muscle. Your legs try to do your glutes work, but your glute is supposed to be very, very active. It's supposed to be able to contract rock hard, but most of us can't do that because we sit and our hip flexors get shortened. Thus, perfect example of a shortened hip flexor, which means it needs to be stretched, and then a glute that is loose, which means it needs to be activated, right? And teaching our body that it's okay to move in its proper ranges means that the body is going to understand that it needs to be there more because we're really teaching it step by step. Next, we have reprogram. Again, we're teaching it step by step. So what we need to do is to integrate all of this that we are learning into our daily life. Integrate it so much that we really don't have to think about it all the time. So when we do recruit those muscles in that particular way, it will be easy. So your day-to-day will be your playground, meaning when you learn how to breathe appropriately, you will do that throughout the day. When you learn how to hinge, how to squat appropriately, how to move in even an arm front and back, keeping your scapular mobility intact, you're going to use it throughout your day. And this throughout your day is going to help you get those muscles working, get those neurological connections firing up, so that when you do need to use it during exercise, it's just second nature because you've been practicing that much. We're reprogramming a whole body that's used to using a particular, used to being used a particular way. So it's not going to want to do what we want it to do right away. It's going to take time, attention, and lots of reprogramming. Then for the next one and for the last one, we have, oh, just kidding. It's not the last one. After we reprogram the body, we are going to strengthen it. So when the body is ready, it understands the functional patterns, it understands what it's supposed to do, we need to get it stronger. Stronger through the ranges it doesn't want to use, so it can't use the ranges correctly. Within that, we're going to start loading it. That's where the kettlebells come in. We're going to start learning how to move in these different planes of motion with proper connection while using kettlebell, which is pulling your center of gravity all over the place. So we need to make sure that we can control our own perfect organic machines before we load it with a kettlebell that's going to be making it very unbalanced and very uncomfortable to start, but very, very strong, very, very fast. Then we have recovery. Unfortunately, in the martial arts world, in all the fitness world, recovery seems to be just left out. People think that all they need to do is just work. But through this journey, I learned that I actually don't need to work that much. I need to give it a correct stimulus, right? So I need to work out, do that workout very, very connected, connect that movement throughout my day, breath throughout my day, explore, play with this new range of motion that I'm making versus spending tons of time at the gym, spending tons of time working out, spending tons of time trying to reach an unreachable goal. And again, my goal right now is 80 years old. From here till there is a very long road, and one that I need to take my time, give attention, understand my muscles, understand that sometimes they just need to rest, and also understand that after working out, they need to be reset to their proper length so that they don't get stuck again. So we're going to learn how to take days to just recover, right? But we're also going to learn how to take special time and attention to our recovery post workout. And our breath throughout our day will also be recovery. So moving our body appropriately, paying attention, understanding, making it a habit, right? All of this will be just amazing. And without noticing, you're going to have mini gains because it would all fall together. It's like pieces to a puzzle, and it will be amazing. Rooted Strength Method is something that I feel passionate about, and it's something that I think that can help many people, like it helped me, to just be full of life and vital energy versus feeling down all the time, feeling grateful, feeling honor, and having a practice that will feel that way will bring you towards more self-love, more gratitude towards life, and just a better understanding of self. Body awareness is not something that's taught any longer. And we see it in the new generations. We are so taken over by what we are doing that we forget about what we are. So hopefully this method will help you somewhat get back to what you are, or somewhat find yourself within a practice, right? Thank you so much for being here once again.
Imagine the world vibrating to the sound with peace, love, unity, forever singing liberty, the freedom to do anything, God's loving energy. This is a journey through your mind. Ideas you will find, things you've never recognized. Bring out your love.